The iPhone 6 and 6 Plus are now a decade old as of producing this video. However, it's the most hypocritical and scandalous iPhone to ever release. Why is that though? Let's dive into it. The iPhone 6 and 6 Plus were unveiled on September 9, 2014, with their headlining feature being their larger screen sizes. The display on the iPhone 6 is 7/10 of an inch larger, while the 5.5-inch display on the 6 Plus is 1.5 inches bigger than the 4-inch display on the iPhone 5S. Apple most likely made iPhones larger to compete with larger Android phones that Apple lost market share to. Something that Steve Jobs did not want to do because he hated phablets like the iPhone 6 Plus. This feature gave the iPhone 6 the slogan of bigger than bigger. The iPhone 6 was also the first iPhone to support NFC, or near field communication. This permits users to tap their iPhones to pay at various merchants, among numerous other capabilities of NFC. The iPhone 6 Plus was also the initial iPhone to have optical image stabilization, which prevents shaking commonly seen with images on older smartphones. The iPhone 6 and 6 Plus also gained voice over LTE support, which is a setting that forces phones to use exclusively LTE service. This makes the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus the oldest iPhones that most American carriers support today. The iPhone 6 and 6 Plus were also the initial iPhone to offer a 128GB variant, which has aged well considering that most of the iPhone 16 lineup, excluding the 16 Pro Max, also offer 128GB options. The iPhone 6 and 6 Plus launched on September 9, 2014, with a 2-year contract started at $199 and $299 respectively. Unlocked, the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus started at $649 and $749 respectively. The initial iOS version available for these phones is iOS 8.0. 6 launched with a peculiar box that exclusively showed an outline of the phone, which is exclusive to the 6. This was rectified in 2015 when Apple modified the packaging to display an image of the phone with a wallpaper, and this was also the first iPhone box that actually got rid of the model name and just put iPhone. But these boxes aren't that much different from each other, especially on the inside. You just open these phones up, lift them out of their little slots. Maybe take a look further, you not only get your protected little seals, but you also get your Designed by Apple in California stuff. That's pretty basic. And you also get your earpods, which I have the casing for, but not the actual earpods of the 5S, because I used the earpods that came with this phone, believe it or not, for school back in 5th grade for the computer lab. And I didn't even know, I forgot I even had these earpods that are still sealed. It's a funny surprise. Just a few days following this phone's release, a MacRumors article showed how the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus were prone to bending. This became the subject of a viral YouTube video by Unbox Therapy, which blew this issue out of proportion. The bending of the iPhone 6 became known as Bendgate. In reality, Bendgate only impacted iPhone 6s that were neglected, and following a lawsuit regarding Bendgate in May of 2018, internal documents reveal that Apple knew the iPhone 6 was 3.3 times more susceptible to bending than the 5S, while 6 Plus was 7 1/5 times more likely to bend than the iPhone 5S. If Bendgate wasn't controversial enough, the iPhone 6 Plus also became infamous for a touchscreen malfunction known as touch disease, an issue when a touchscreen on effective units would fail due to a fault with the motherboard. Furthermore, the release of iOS 10 in 2016 introduced battery throttling to the iPhone 6 and newer. This caused iPhones with less than 80% health to intentionally slow down to retain battery life. This sparked a major controversy regarding planned obsolescence and grew the trend of collecting iPhones on older iOS versions. In fact, my mother experienced battery throttling on her old iPhone 6 Plus back in 2017 with the release of iOS 11. And it was so bad that not only did she eventually get compensated in 2020 once that lawsuit was settled, but she also upgraded to her old iPhone 8 Plus in December 2017, which will later become my old phone. And this controversy also led to Apple displaying battery health on the iPhone 6 and later starting with iOS 11.3. The iPhone 6 was temporarily discontinued in September 2016, while the 6 Plus was permanently discontinued, but Apple began remanufacturing a 32GB iPhone 6 in February 2017 and distributed it for carriers for them to sell, which would be permanently discontinued in September 2018. In September 2019, the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus were dropped from receiving mainstream iOS updates. Despite this, they proceeded to receive security updates until January of 2023. This left all units on iOS 12.5.7. Despite being scandalous, the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus have become the best-selling smartphones of all time, which is why it's hypocritical and why I dubbed this in my 2021 retrospective on the iPhone 6, the world's most successful failure. That's valid point too, because even though I never had an iPhone 6 and 6 Plus when they were new current because I was a little too young, both of my parents had iPhone 6 Pluses. If you collect vintage Apple devices, you'll be glad to know that these phones are relatively affordable, as they retail for usually between $30 and $50 secondhand in the United States. You'll also be relieved to know that there's still an abundance of iPhone 6 and 6 Pluses that are not bent nor have any of the other infamous faults. As you can tell, like, neither of these phones are bent. Well, the only issue that you might see is obviously battery throwing. That's just because of the age of these phones. Like, that's pretty normal. But did you ever own an iPhone 6 or 6 Plus back when they were new? Please comment that down below. As always, thank you all for watching this video. I'm the iTunes family, and peace out.